Good evening to one and all present here. So it's indeed a wonderful evening. So every evening is a wonderful evening if we are to learn something, right? So if we can learn something new, every evening will be a wonderful evening. Every day will be a wonderful day, right? So we are going to learn something new today. So I'm not going to bore you with some monotonous lectures, or I'm not going to bore you with some redundant data here. I'm not going to fill your minds with data, but rather this is going to be a discussion, right? We are going to discuss here on how to do a particular thing, how to make you interview ready, right? So what is meant by an interview? See, I don't want this session to be a dumb session while I alone would be talking and you people would be just listening to me, hopefully listening to me. But I want you people to interact with me as many times as possible, so that the session will also be very likely to be lively. Let us put it that way, right? So towards the other half of the session, your seniors are going to also come and give you a brainstorming session. So your peers, they would be even more whatever they say would be even more appealing to you. But from our side, I would like to stress on certain points to make you interview ready. Okay, right? So coming back to the same question, what is an interview? An interview is a process by which some person knows something about you professionally. So an interview need not be a professional interview. It might be a personal interview. It might be something for some opportunity, seeking for some opportunity, seeking for some higher education related. So all these things would be there. But here our focus today is going to be about job interviews. So you all are going to sit for placements, right? Vela vendan yaradhu solluvoma. We need money, right? So without money, nothing is there, right? So we need money. So to stand it is to stand on our own legs in English la solla mudiyadhu, to become self sufficient. Like Tamil la irukradha appadiye English la maathana, it's like vernacular translation. Sonda kaala nikkiraduna appadi we will try to convert it into stand on our own legs, but that is not the way. But okay, you can at initial level you can tell like that, but still there are things which can be done in a much professional way. So that is what the company would also expect of you. If you want a job, you need to follow certain principles, or follow certain guidelines, or follow certain practices maybe, in order to be on the top. So you should always be noted, right? 100 பேர் இருந்தாலும் நீ ஒருத்தர் தனியா தெரியணும். You should be standing, you should be seen alone as a single person who is capable of doing certain things. So for that, I'm going to introduce you today about something called as resume writing. Okay, I'll just share my PPT now. Please tell me if you're not able to view my document. Can you view my document, ma? Can anyone respond? Students?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So resume, right? So I have just posted a picture over here. Can you tell me who's the candidate and who's the interviewer from this picture? Can you tell me from this picture who's the candidate and who's going to be the interviewer? Probably. Any guesses? யாருமே இல்லையா கெஸ் பண்றதுக்கு? Anyone? Just let it be a wild guess. No issues. இதை வச்சு நான் உங்களுக்கு எதுவும் மார்க் எல்லாம் போட போறது இல்லை. Don't worry. Okay. The person who is giving the resume with both their hands, is he an interviewer or is he a candidate? He or she? We don't know. Okay, it depends. If half of you would tell me that the other way around, the person who gives it with a single hand is the candidate and the person who receives it with both hands is the interviewer. Okay, some people might say that the guess might be the other way around. The person who gives it is the candidate and the person who receives it with the single hand is the interviewer. Okay, so it depends on your attitude. First, it depends on your attitude. Okay, so that attitude is going to reflect in your resume. So just see what I have written here. What is a resume? It is a verbal portrait of your own self. Portrait na enna? Oru azhagana oru oviyam. Okay, so you might have a painting portrait of yourself. You might have a photo portrait of yourself, but this is resume is simply you can put it as a verbal portrait of your own self. நீ யாருங்கிறது எழுத்துல எழுதி தரப்போற. You're going to write it, you write down and give it to the employer, so that the employer knows, without seeing you directly, the employer might know whom you are, what sort of a person you are, right? Okay. So this is a famous saying by Neil Armstrong. It is one small step for a man, one giant leap for a mankind. Okay, he said this during his famous press meet after returning from moon. So I have stepped as a human being. As a human being, that is just a small step, but for mankind, that is a very giant leap. Okay. Likewise, I'm going to fit the same concept into a resume. So what is a resume? It is one small document for the company. It is just an administrative document. They need proof of that they have interviewed thousands of people, so they will take your resume. So it is just one small document for the company after the process is over, but it is going to be one life changer for you. Yes, my dear student friends, this resume can change your life. As simple as that, right? So again, it is one small document for the company, but one big life changer for you. So are you serious about shaping that life changer? That is the question we are going to have before us today. Okay, what is going to be the agenda of my talk today, right? So I'm going to give you a curtain raiser session. Curtain raiser means, in the sense, an introductory session to writing resumes, right? And then I'm going to give you certain tips for writing a successful resume, right? So what are the expectations of the company, what they expect in your resume, and then how to use creativity in your resume, be it verbal creativity or be it some artistic creativity, whatever. How to use your creativity in a controlled manner. Okay, and then I'm going to introduce you to a software, an online software called Canva. Many of you might be knowing that, since you might be acquainted with preparing brochures for the department and helping out our department in various events that are to be conducted. But anyways, nevertheless, I'm going to introduce you to resume making using Canva. I'm just going to give a very very much an introductory session. Okay. This is also a nice saying: a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So what is the meaning of this? Can anyone say? Tamil la kuda sollalam. Hello, can someone respond? Anyone? Students? Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Can you tell me what does this proverb stand for? What is the meaning of this proverb? A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Okay. No responses? Fine. I'll just continue. Since we don't have time, I'll continue. When you want to take
up... Your slide is not changing.
My slide is not changing?
Yes. Sir, your slide not change agla.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
Now it's okay? Now is it changing?
Yes, sir. Now it is changing.
So, are you people comfortable with me changing it in this view rather than my presentation view?
Yeah, it is comfortable, Prasad.
Okay, sir. Okay, Arvindan sir. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
So again, I'll just give a quick recap of what happened in the previous slides. So this is what Neil Armstrong said. Likewise, I am going to say this with the modified version. Resume is a small document for the company. It might be an unimportant document for the company, but it is an important document that's going to change your life. So what we are going to discuss today? So we are going to introduce ourselves to writing resumes, how to write a successful resume, how to use a controlled and constructive usage of creativity, and then how to use this software called Canva. Right. All right. So this was the proverb which I was noting right now. Journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So whatever journey you take up, so it might be a professional journey, it might be your career, whatever. So you will start from a very small step. Okay. So that first step today is going to be the building of your resume. Okay. So why do we need a resume? So the resume building, it is the first step that you ought to take for shaping a successful career, because your resume is going to speak for you. It's going to speak for you, right? So it speaks for you to your prospective employers when you are not there in person. You're going to give your resume to some company. You're going to send it by post, or you're going to send it to the front desk of the company's office. You're going to send it
Prasad
to
sir?
email. Yes,
Prasad sir?
yes sir.
If you're presenting in a slideshow means, then it will be comfortable for the next link students, sir.
Okay, okay sir, okay. So I'll just do one thing. I'll just instead of presenting the window, I'll present my entire screen. That would be better.
Okay.
Arvind sir, now is it okay?
Now it is okay.
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 Sir. Thank you.
Okay sir, okay.
Okay, so resume is something which is going to speak to your employers when you are not in person. நீ அங்க இருக்க போறதில்ல, but உன்னோட resume உனக்காக பேசும், right? So it will even fetch you a job. There are certain instances where they'll just call you and directly give you an appointment order just by seeing your resume. That might happen when you are higher up the ladder. That is, you have become an experienced professional. That is very much a possibility. So it gives you an idea to the interviewer what are your skill sets. What is the technology that you are trained with, whether it is a viable option for them to recruit you based on your skill sets. Can be a testimonial to the level of professionalism. It's a very important point. So whether they, from the way of writing your resume, they can very much make out that whether you are a professional or not, right? So they can say how serious you are about the job and how much you value it. Okay, so how much you are in about seeking a job in the company, securing a job in the company. Okay, so it is an important document for the company in the recruitment process. Until the process is over, it is a testimonial, or it is a written document about you by yourself. Okay, it is a written document by yourself, so that the company might know about you. Okay. It is a self declaration by the candidate. Every resume கடைசில ஒரு வரி இருக்கும். There will be a line. I hereby solemnly declare that whatever is written in this resume is correct and true to the best of my knowledge. That is a mandatory statement that needs to be there in every resume. Okay, so you are undersigning the resume. You are signing the resume, so then it makes it a officially valid document. So they can ask you questions. They can test you based on whatever that is there in the resume, and in order to find out whether you are a suitable candidate. It acts as a primer. What is a primer? Can anyone tell me? What is a primer? Okay, fine. Right. So you might even post your questions at the last. I'm not seeing my chat box right now, but anyway, after this presentation, I'm open to questions. You can ask me, or even at the end of this session, after an hour, after your seniors have spoken also, you can feel free to ask your questions to me. Right? What is a primer? Primer in the paint la வீட்டுக்கு அடிக்கும்போது பாத்திருக்கீங்களா, ஒரு பட்டி பாக்குறதுன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. They'll just coat it with a white paint, and then above that they will coat this paint. They are preparing the wall. Likewise, even when the pump motor in your homes, it is stuck up, the plumber will come and pour water into the motor's knob. Okay, so what happens? This water will go and release the airlock, so it will act like a primer. So that is what is called as priming. Okay, so your resume also acts like a primer. The company is not ready to give you a job, but before it is ready to interview you. Okay, the company at first it would be reluctant to give job to anyone and everyone, but provided they really satisfy the needs of the company, right? So this resume, when it goes before you, so resume யாரும் வந்து உனக்கு aptitude test போதே வாங்க போறது இல்ல. They only at a later stage of the interview process, they'll ask you for your resume, and when this resume goes to the interviewer before you, they would, if in case they just go through the resume, then it will act like a primer. So they will be ready to shoot out their questions. So interview process cannot extend for an hour or two. Okay, so they need to interview thousands of people within a day. So if that be the case, they can only spend some around hardly 5 minutes with you. So before that, they need to know about you, right? So for that, resume is going to help them. Okay, இது ஒரு குழப்பம் வரும் நிறைய பேருக்கு. Resume or curriculum vitae. You have heard about both words, right? ஸோ கரிக்குலம் விட்டே அப்படின்லாம் கூட இந்த படத்தில் கூட சொல்லுவார், சினிமாலாம் கூட சம் ஆக்டர், ரைட்? ஸோ ரெஸ்யூம் ஆர் கரிக்குலம் விட்டே, வாட் இஸ் வெதர் போத் ஆர் சேம் ஆர் both are different, if so different to what degree, right? So curriculum vitae is a detailed version of a resume. Let me put it that simple and straight. Curriculum vitae is a detailed version of your resume. So அந்த இதுக்கிறதெல்லாம் படிச்சு பார்க்காதீங்க. If you want, I'll share my PPT afterwards. So I'm just see what is there in the bubble. So resume, it's a shorter version. It is no particular format, highly customizable. Your resume keeps on getting updated, but your curriculum vitae will be like a booklet. You can, if you want, நிறைய பேப்பர்ஸ் பப்ளிஷ் பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க, நிறைய அவார்ட்ஸ் வாங்கியிருக்கீங்க, நிறைய இது பண்ணியிருக்கீங்க அப்படின்னா உங்க கரிக்குலம் விட்டே ஒரு புக் மாதிரி போகும், ரைட்? ஸோ இட் கவர்ஸ் யுவர் என்டையர் ப்ரொஃபஷனல் ஹிஸ்ட்ரி. தட் இஸ் யுவர் கரிக்குலம் விட்டே. இட் கவர்ஸ் யுவர் என்டையர் ப்ரொஃபஷனல் ஹிஸ்ட்ரி. இஃப் இன் கேஸ் யூ வாண்ட் டு மூவ் இன் டு ஹையர் பொசிஷன் இன் அ கம்பெனி, நீங்க ஆல்ரெடி இருக்கீங்க, ஒரு டெக் லீடா இருக்கீங்க, ஒரு சீனியர் டெவலப்பரா இருக்கீங்க, யூ வாண்ட் டு கோ இன் டு higher position in the company, they'll ask for your curriculum vitae. They want to go through your entire history. They want to know whether you have any black marks. They want to know what is your track record of achievements, every single thing. So then you need to go in for a curriculum vitae. But as a fresher, you need to be more concentrating about resumes, because they are flexible, they are short and crisp, they give you a much needed details alone, okay? So and they can be easily customizable. So you need to go in for a resume. That is why at this stage, at a fresher stage, you call it as a resume building. So it is a concise document, typically not longer than 1 page or 2 pages also. So that the intended reader should not dwell on your document for very long. Idu romba mukkiyamanadu. The interviewer should just go through it for a few minutes hardly. So if you just go and give him a booklet with spiral binding, so he will just he or she will just keep aside your booklet. So at this stage, it is not required of you to submit a curriculum vitae, but rather you can submit a resume. Okay, so you should just make a call between submitting a resume or a curriculum vitae, right? That can be done at the later stages of your career, right? Okay, what are the contents of a resume and then organization? How can we go about that? First, the most important primitive thing in a resume is your career objective. Is your career objective. It should be crisp and short. What are the basic best practices in having a career objective? It should be crisp and short. அதுவே அரை பக்கத்துக்கு வந்ததுன்னா யாரும் career objective பார்க்க மாட்டாங்க. உங்க careerலயே ஏதோ objective இல்லைன்னு நினைச்சிட்டு போயிடுவாங்க. Okay, if your career objective is more than half of a page, it means that your career does not have an objective. Might sounds funny, but it is true, right? So it should be crisp and short. It should be in simple language. So I'm really flabbergasted by your juxtaposition. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of this? It is excruciatingly irking condition for me to get flabbergasted by your juxtaposition. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of this? I think someone might be able to tell that, but இதுக்கு தமிழ்ல மீனிங் சொல்லணும்னா, உன்னுடைய முரண்பாடான கருத்துக்கள்னால வந்து நான் வந்து ரொம்ப சர்ப்ரைஸ் ஆகுறேன், அவ்வளவுதான். You can even say that I am surprised by your contradictory statements. So which is simple? Obviously the latter, right? So people might call you a Shashi Tharoor for speaking in such high flown language, but that is not going to help you while writing your resume. Keep your language simple and sweet. Okay, so nobody is going to test you for English. If in case you are going to apply for the job of an English professor, that might help you, but not during a technical interview. Is that clear? Right. So your language should be it should be simple, short and sweet. Right. Clarity in your thought. Short and potent, sorry. Okay, let me put it that way. Clarity in your short and long-term goals. In your thoughts, both are equally correct. So clarity in your short and long-term goals, whether they are in line with the company's goal. Idu romba mukkiyamanadu. You suppose you sit for the interview of an IT company, Infosys, TCS, Wipro, CTS, and then you write in your career objective to have a successful career in a core industry, in a transformer manufacturing industry. If you put like that, the company might not recruit you. As simple and straight as that. The company might not recruit you because your goal is not in line with theirs, right? Why should they recruit a person who is interested in transformer manufacturer to write down a code in C++ or Java? That's not their thing, right? So your career objective should be modified for company to company. Okay, right. So that should be there. And of course, it should not compromise on your short-term and long-term goals. Suppose if you want to become a techie in Java, then it should be in line with that. So for that, don't use some sort of lie. There is no place where you can lie, because they can easily find out that you are lying. So your sincere intention to work for the company, that should be there in the career objective. You choose பண்ற words வந்து அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும். அதுக்கு I'm giving you an idea. Your sincere intention to work for the company, your choice of words, your thought process, all this would be all this would be taken from your career objective. Your willingness to learn, unlearn, and relearn. While I was working with a company called Wipro Technologies, they used to have this board in every office. Okay, we used to call our office as ODC, right? So there in every ODC, they used to have this board: learn, unlearn, and relearn. So you should be ready to learn, you should be ready to unlearn and then relearn. Now Java மட்டும் தான் படிச்சிருக்கேன். திடீர்னு they are asking me to do a project in .NET. So I should not say that I have studied only Java. So that is there. Okay, the adaptability, your adaptability should be indicated in your career objective. நான் எதுக்காக இதை சொல்றேன்னா, your adaptability, your flexibility should be indicated in your career objective. If all these things are being put into sentences, then it is a perfect career objective. Right? Your willingness to grab opportunities. So whether you are hell-bent in negotiations of your salary, or whether you are hell-bent in grabbing opportunities, that is what the interview would look into for in your career objective. I'm just going a little bit fast. If in case you need the detailed explanation on that, you can just stop me then and there, so that I can give you a much detailed explanation. I can just give you some anecdotes and examples if that might be deemed necessary. But anyway, I'm just moving at a constant pace, right? So otherwise you might also feel bored. So that's why I'm just trying to make it as precise as possible, right? So next comes your educational details. So what you're going to give in your educational details. Your consistency in your academic records, that is what they look out for in your educational details. Your schooling and collegiate education background, where you have studied, done your schooling, where you have done your college. So, okay, so my sincere advice is that you can put your educational details in a table, arguably, but that's not mandatory. That's not a hard and fast rule, but I used to do that, so that I'm just prescribing that. It is up to you to choose it, but it should be in reverse chronological order. What is meant by reverse chronological order? That is, it should start from your BE degree, whatever your CGPA, all those details, and then your class 12th, and then your class 11. Is that clear? Sorry, class 10, and then your other details, if in case you have any diploma or any other thing which you need to specify there. So it should be in that reverse chronological order. And then most important thing is, students miss out on this. So when you specify different systems of marking, that is in 10th and 12th you might have a percentage scale. In collegiate education you have a CGPA scale. So you have to mention it whether it is percentage or CGPA. And then year and month of passing, both must be mentioned, not just year. Year and month of passing should be mentioned. You can refer to your mark sheets, class 10 and class 12 mark sheets, if in case you don't remember that. Okay, so these are some best practices regarding mentioning educational details in your resume. And then area of interest, this is one of the important things which I wanted to discuss. Okay, so I have seen a few of your resumes. So it would have been written as area of interest electrical machines 2, okay, electrical machines 1, and then something transforms and partial differential equation, if in case you are so much interested in mathematics. Okay, and then some linear and digital integrated circuits, adala subject name adu appadiye eduthu potirping. Transmission and distribution, power system operation and control. So all these things you would have put. That is, these are all subject names and not domain names, my dear students. Please don't do that mistake. That interviewer doesn't know, that they doesn't even have an iota of guess that what is meant by electrical machines 1 and electrical machines 2. So you know that it is electrical, whatever you have studied in this and that. So put it as DC machines. What you have studied in electrical machines 1, you have studied predominantly DC machines. What in electrical machines 2, you have studied about AC machines. So these are domain names. Electrical machines is a domain name. Control system is a domain name. Power system is a domain name. Okay. So don't put power system analysis, power system operation control, and all those things. You can instead put you can put load flow studies. Okay, if in case you are a secondary student, don't put measurements and instrumentation. Put electrical and electronic measurements or measuring instruments. That you can put, not just exactly the subject name. Please don't do that. Okay, previously we used to call digital signal processing as discrete time systems and signal processing, and one guy would come up with that entire thing, discrete time systems and signal processing. That guy, the interviewer guy, will not at all know what is that discrete time systems and all, just signal processing. So you have to specify the domain name and not your subject name, because subject name varies from university to university, but not domain name. So have it in your mind. Okay, be sure of what you put here. இது நிறைய பேர் ஸ்டாஃப் மெம்பர்ஸே சொல்லியிருப்பாங்க, நான் திரும்ப திரும்ப சொல்றேன். ஏரியா ஆஃப் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட்ல நீங்க என்ன போடுறீங்களோ அதை பேஸ் பண்ணி கொஸ்டின் வரும். You'll be given a lot of questions based on your area of interest. So you'll be doubly sure of what you put there. Okay, if you know only basics, just put basics in brackets. Okay, எனக்கு எல்லாம் வந்து ஜாவா ஃபுல்லா தெரியும். If you just simply put Java or Java 2 Enterprise Edition or SQL, people will think that you know entire of SQL or Java. Don't do that. If in case you are only strong with the basics, put basics in bracket, not an issue. அதனால உங்களுக்கு வேலை இல்லைன்னு சொல்லவே மாட்டாங்க. Don't worry, take it from me, right? And too many area of interest not needed. Area of interest பார்த்தீங்கன்னா 2 பேஜுக்கு போகும். எனக்கு அதுல இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கு, இதுல இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கு, அப்படி இருக்கு, இப்படி இருக்கு. Okay, and don't include your extracurricular interests in your area of interest. Music, dance, painting, all those things are not needed here. Area of interest generally means in a professional resume whatever technological orientation you have in your professional domain, not in your extracurricular domain. That you can give it in personal details, hobbies, but not here. சில பேர் அதை போட்டிருந்தீங்க, மியூசிக், டான்ஸ், அதெல்லாம் வந்து பெயிண்டிங்லாம் இதில் போட்டிருந்தீங்க, இங்கே போடக்கூடாது. You should not do that. Okay, and then both core and IT areas can be included, domains can be included, but please be sure that you do give a separate classification. எல்லாத்தையும் ஒரே இதில் போடாதீங்க. core area of interest, IT area of interest, let it be subdivision so that you can. And then ஒரு முக்கியமான விஷயம், இந்த area of interestலயே தப்பு பண்ணுவீங்க. It's a commonly made mistake. It is not area of interests. Okay, people don't know where to put the S. Okay, it is areas of interest. Okay, எனக்கு எந்தெந்த ஃபீல்டுல இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் இருக்கு, ஸோ ஏரியாஸ் ஆஃப் இன்ட்ரெஸ்ட் will be the correct way to tell that. And then about certifications, trainings, interns, value added courses, blah blah blah, and all those things. Okay, you can give details about that, but don't give too much details. So year of training and certification is important. When you have obtained that certification, suppose you have a certification in Oracle, suppose you have a certification in Java. So what is the year of training? What is the certification? That is important. Okay, and then include papers in paper publications that you have done in conferences or journals. That will be very much an added advantage to you. Already staff members நிறைய பேர் சொல்லியிருப்பாங்க, third year students-க்கு ஓரளவுக்கு exposure இருக்கும். Second year students-க்கு might be from next year you might get exposed to all such nomenclature, but still try to do all those things. It is going to be only an added advantage for you. Okay, and then lots of online certifications not needed. இப்போ இந்த லாக்டவுன் முடிஞ்சு காலேஜ் ஆரம்பிச்சா ஒரு இதுல தான் ஒரு ட்ராலியில வச்சு தான் எடுத்துட்டு வரணும், ஒரு அட்டைப்பட்டி வச்சு எவ்வளோ வெபினார் சர்டிஃபிகேட்ஸ் இருக்கு, எவ்வளோ ஆன்லைன் சர்டிஃபிகேட்ஸ் இருக்கு அப்படின்னா எடுத்துட்டு வந்து அப்படியே குப்பை மாதிரி கொட்டலாம் எல்லாரும். நீங்க மட்டும் இல்லை, நாங்களும் தான். Okay, but all those things are not needed. Only the most important out of that lot is needed. Please have that in mind. Don't make your resume like a booklet. Then it will become a curriculum vitae. It is not a resume. So only include whatever that is needed and relevant to the job. You might have done a workshop in transformer servicing, but that is not there when you sit for an interview for Infosys or CTS. You might have done a certification in Java. Put that there. So எதை எங்க போடணுமோ அதை அங்க போடணும். You should. It's like you should check which fits the best in your resume for what company. Your resume should be customizable, company to company, field to field, domain to domain. So please have that in mind. Okay. So the most acclaimed and reputed ones are to be put in your resume. Don't put all your small chota awards and all those things. You can have it. You can use it whenever that is needed, but not here. When it's not needed here, don't do that. Okay. And then your awards and achievements. So mention only awards of high repute. Already நான் சொன்ன பாயிண்ட் தான் அது திரும்ப reiterate ஆகுது. The awards and achievements, and then first start with your academic awards and then continue with your awards in co-curricular and extracurricular activities. So your academic awards and then your co-curricular extracurricular activities. This should follow in this order. Don't put your music, dance, and all those awards here. The hobbies la sollalam, but not here. Okay. And then this is one important slide which I want to stress on. Okay, what are all the personal details that can be added? You can add your name, you can add your contact details, your date of birth. All these things can be done in the front page, top of your resume. Okay, you can add your photo also there. இது ரொம்ப முக்கியம், கண்டிப்பா போட்டோ ஆட் பண்ணணும். ஏன் என் போட்டோ வந்து யாராவது எடுத்துட்டு போனா என்ன பண்றது அப்படின்லாம் கேட்காத. கூகுள் கிட்ட ஆல்ரெடி உன் போட்டோ இருக்கு, ஃபேஸ்புக்ல இருந்தேன்னா ஃபேஸ்புக் கிட்ட ஆல்ரெடி உன் போட்டோ இருக்கு, ட்விட்டர் கிட்ட இருக்கு, இன்ஸ்டாகிராம்ல எல்லாரும் இருக்குன்னு தெரியும், இன்ஸ்டாகிராம்லயும் இருக்கு. அதனால there's no such issue of privacy that company is not going to do anything with your photo. Because one of your seniors asked me, a guy who passed out some 3 years back, 2 years back probably. So he asked me, what if they steal my personal details? Hey, arey bhai, you have written everything in your resume, then what is there to steal again from you? So if you want a job, you have to follow that. Your photo will be used for documentation purpose. The company is not going to do anything with your photo, even if you don't get placed in that company, right? Anyway, they'll just destroy all these documents in 3 years and all. So 3 வருஷம் கழிச்சு அவங்களே destroy பண்ணுவாங்க. Okay, so don't ask such silly questions. என்கிட்ட கேட்டாலும் பரவாயில்ல, இன்டர்வியூவர் கிட்ட போய் இந்த மாதிரி கேட்காது. when they ask you affix your photo in your resume, sometimes they might ask you your extra photo வேணும். Don't tell that this is my security, as per the security policy of the cyber law of India எல்லாம் போய் பேசாதீங்க அவங்ககிட்ட. All right, okay, so you can add your name, contact details, date of birth. These are all very important. Okay, in the front page of your resume, frontலயே உங்க நேம் இதெல்லாம் இருக்கணும், உங்களோட மெயின் photo, right? Okay, and then the second point வரதுக்கு முன்னாடி நான் மத்த பாயிண்ட் சொல்லிடுறேன். Address வந்து you have to specify the correct address where somebody close to you can vouch for you. It must be address where you reside, or at least if in case you want to give your permanent residential address, it should be where your parents reside or your guardian reside or whomever very close to you, because the company might send for verification, the company might send any written correspondences to that address, and there must be people to take that and give it to you. Okay, right. Email ID, let it be a professional one. So I had a student in some 7 years back. Okay, some 8 years back. So his name was Surya. Okay, so anyway, he has passed out and he is not going here to speak about that, but just a small thing. When I asked him his mail ID, he just gave me a mail ID. It was written as fireball@gmail.com. ஏன்னா சூர்யா அவரோட பேர் வந்து சூர்யான்னு இருக்கிறதுனால he wants to sun is a fireball, right? So he has written it as fireball. God alone knows what is that fireball means, if in case the person doesn't know what his name is. So I was forced to correlate with my common sense that this email ID belongs to this guy, because he was the only guy by name Surya in my classroom. Okay, so I don't know how many of Suryas are here, but still I'm just telling it for an example, as an example. Don't get offended, right? So but don't come up with some such funny email IDs. Okay, don't use alias name. Okay, many people would be having some funny alias names which they are known to only their close family circles. So don't use all such alias names. Your email ID followed by your initials and your date of birth, that's it. அதுக்கு மேல வேண்டாம், அதுக்கு மேல எடுக்காது. See, my email ID is prasadh@stjosephs.ac.in. So that's it. Now my name followed by my initials and then the domain stjosephs.ac.in. Likewise, you can have a simple email ID. Don't put one dot, one underscore, one again one dot and all those things. Since Google allows you to put 3 dots in your email ID, don't use that. It's not necessary, absolutely necessary to use all those 3 dots. Okay, so let it be a simple one. Okay, let it be அந்த மெயில் ஐடி பார்த்தாலே இதுதான் உங்களோட மெயில் ஐடின்னு காரிலேட் பண்ணும் அந்த எம்ப்ளாயர். ஸோ இட் ஷுட் பி லைக் தட். ஓகே, கிவ் அன் ஆக்சசபிள் மொபைல் நம்பர். எப்போ ஃபோன் பண்ணாலும் கவுன்சிலர்ஸ் ஃபோன் பண்ணால் உங்கள் மொபைல் வந்து எப்போவுமே நாட் ரீச்சபிள் இருக்கும். அதே மாதிரி டோன்ட் புட் இட் ஃபார் த கம்பெனி ஆல்சோ. கிவ் அன் ஆக்சசபிள் மொபைல் நம்பர். Okay, whenever the company might call you, you might be able to pick up that phone and answer. They might even conduct an interview over phone because the pandemic situation needs that. Okay, so that is there. Nativity must be included. By nativity I mean your nationality, Indian, or else if you belong to some other countries, you are an overseas citizen of India, or if you are an NRI, you are a green card holder, or some if you are become a naturalized citizen of some country, please mention that. Don't hide that. It will become a very big issue. Don't hide that. So your nativity should be there. Okay, and then these are the things. எதுக்காக இதெல்லாம் கேப்ஸ்ல போட்டிருக்கேன்னா இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப முக்கியம். Last point, right? So your PAN card, passport, driving license, Aadhaar status must be included in the resume. Just give the status. No need to give your PAN card number, passport number, driving license number, Aadhaar number and all. Don't need to give absolutely. You just put status as yes, you have possess PAN card, passport, driving license, Aadhaar. இதனால எது இருக்கோ போடுங்க. And PAN card and passport is a must. உன்னோட employer, if they see that you have a PAN card and passport, then it gives you a slight edge compared to your peers who doesn't have a passport or a PAN card. And mind you, before you join the company, you need to get your PAN card and passport for you to be enabled to onboard the company. No need the details, just give status. Again, I'm just okay. We have come to a little bit towards the end of my presentation. So some observations which in many resumes which I have sorted out, I have just I would like to want to share to you. Okay, so too much of infographics not needed. Now the last point on creativity. Sorry, last point, creativity. How to include creativity in your resumes? You can include images, but it should be relevant to your resume. Infographics. What do you mean by infographics? Charts. Your pie charts, bar charts, all those things are not needed. If in case it is needed, it should be 1 or 2 here and there, but that's also not needed. But still, if you want to include, if you are so much inclined towards including infographics, it is a good practice, but don't fill your resume with infographics, colorful infographics, and let it not be too colorful. Remember, it is a resume, not a pamphlet. You are not selling your product, or you are not marketing a flyer, you are just not giving you are not running a shop, you are not providing some discount offers. Please ensure that it is not that too much of a colorful thing. Okay, it should be neat, it should be professional. Okay, it is a resume. Okay, don't boast too much about yourself in your resume. I have done this, I have done that. Okay, your language should be right. Okay, so if you include references, recommendations, someone might have approached us, and many people will approach us every year during this placement season. Okay, உங்க பேரை நான் வந்து ரெக்கமெண்டேஷன்ல போட்டுக்கலாமா, ரெஃபரன்ஸ் போட்டுக்கலாம், but you should get the consent from them priorly. Okay, you can include your staff members also, but it would be much appreciated if you could include industrial references. ஏதாவது ஒரு கம்பெனியில மேனேஜரா இருக்கிறவங்க, ஏதாவது ஒரு MNCஸ்ல ஒர்க் பண்றவங்க, if you include them, it will be more appealing. Okay, and last is the declaration statement, which I have already told you about at the beginning of my seminar. The signature and date is required. Okay, insert date and time nu one irukku Microsoft Word la. You can even insert that. You make use that. எப்போ நீங்க பிரிண்ட் எடுத்தாலும் அன்னைக்கு என்ன டேட்டோ அது வந்துரும் ஆட்டோமேட்டிக்கா. And then you need to sign and give your resume, which is very important. Okay, unsigned resumes will not be entertained. So you have to sign. It is for that reason the declaration is there at the bottom of the resume. And then don't use unwanted images in your resume. Let it be professional. சில பேர் இந்த caricatures, cartoon இது பண்றது, or else some designs, border designs எல்லாம் விதவிதமா எல்லாம் போட்டிருப்பாங்க. அந்த மாதிரி பண்ணாதீங்க. Let it be neat, let it be professional. Okay, so these are some observations which I would like to share with you, right? So if you have any queries, you can ask me. Otherwise, I'll just share my Canva screen to just introduce you to Canva, and then I can hand over the session to Swatish. Any queries? Anyone? If you have any specific queries, you can ask me. People, any queries?
Students, if you have any doubt, any queries, you can ask Prasad sir. Please make use of this opportunity, students.
இப்போ கண்டிப்பா டவுட்லாம் இருக்கதாமா செய்யும். இதுல ரெஸ்யூம் ப்ரிப்பேர் பண்றதுல if you have any doubt, kindly ask me so that it may be cleared at this point of time itself.
Some company 1 page னுவாங்கப்பா, சிலவங்க எல்லாம் ரெஸ்யூம் 3 pages 4 pages னு வச்சிருப்பீங்க. எல்லாரும் வந்து ஒரு மினிமம் 2 pages கண்டிப்பா வச்சுக்கோங்க. அது போதும். 1 வேண்டாம், 3யும் வேண்டாம், ரொம்ப அதிகம், 4ம் வேண்டாம். சரியா? 2 pages கரெக்டா இருக்கிற மாதிரி பாருங்க. 2 pages starting from page 1 to page 2 கரெக்டா அப்படியே கண்டென்ட் எல்லாம் ஷேர் பண்ணி அதுக்கேற்ற மாதிரி ஃபாண்ட் சைஸை கொஞ்சம் என்ன பண்ணவும் பண்ணி அதுக்குள்ள கொண்டு வாங்க. ஏதாவது இத மாதிரி உங்களுக்கு டவுட் இருக்காப்பா? சார் 3 பேஜஸ் வைக்கலாமா? இந்த மாதிரி எந்த டவுட் இருந்தாலும் கேளுங்கப்பா ப்ளீஸ்.
சிதம்பரம் சார்.
உமேஷ் சார் சொல்லுங்க. உமேஷ் சார்.
I in between sometime I got my network got problem, so I couldn't able to know whether Prasad has conveyed this information regarding the internship data which has to be included in this resume.
Okay sir, okay, please convey.
Yes sir, I சொல்லிருக்கேன் நான் மைல்டா சொன்னேன் நான். If you want to stress on that, you can sir.
I'd like to stress on my side is that students, especially as SAR concluded with this reference, right? So I feel that reference would be much better if you get any reference from the company which you have done an internship and if you have got a good appreciation. Okay, so especially if that internship is related to the company which the same profile as what you are applying for your job, right? So if you have done some Java based internship and if the requirement is also on the Java side, okay, so then you can mention get a reference on that aspect and you can include. Okay, so that will be much better. So whatever the internship you do, no, so that plays a crucial role as of current trend, as a lot of things we can observe through these professional networks. Okay, so what I have observed is that nowadays most company are recruiting only through this internship. Okay, so they are offering this internship column in your resume, and if that internship is related with their job profile, okay, with that profile what they are expecting from a candidate, okay, so those candidates are given high preference. Okay, so I feel that this internship plays a very major role in current trend. Okay, in current trend it's playing a major role. Okay, so be clear on the internship what you are doing. Okay, so don't take the internship just for namesake as you have to do. You can take the internship which the current trends are in the market. Okay, so you can that will add more value to your resume. Okay, ma, I hope or you are clear with that, right? Yes. Okay sir, okay, thank you for giving me that.
Okay sir, thank you.
You can continue.
Okay students, now I shall share this Canva screen. Okay, I'll just tell you, I'll give you a brief introduction of how to go about the Canva. So this is my home screen, canva.com. I've logged into canva.com. You can log in with your Gmail ID. Hope everyone can see my screen. This is my Canva screen. I can show you. So log into canva.com. And then from this you can go and create a design. You can log in with your any Gmail ID, and then you can create. You just put create a design here. Okay, and then here there will be a lot of options available for you. In that, select resume. So and there will be a blank untitled design that is getting opened. Okay, now just see. You have various types of resumes being exhibited in the left palette. Okay, so you can pick any design which you feel is okay. Okay, so if I select this, so this will be my resume. I can even magnify that, and you will be having a template where someone's data would be put here. So you can just change your photo. You can select here and you can delete this and change your photo. You can bring in your photo here. Okay, you can edit your name. You can edit your name. And what is this? You need not give. If in case you are a fresher, you can give your contact details on this. This is our college letterhead in the resume. Okay, this is one model. Okay, you can even select any other models. So here you can give your name, the position you are applying for, and your skills, work experience, personal profile, all being put in the same page. This is a one-page resume. This is a one-page resume. If in case you want to increase the page, you can duplicate the page and you can give. So this is a very simple resume, the resume of a music teacher. So they have given the contact here. So So you can always put your name, contact and your photo on the top of the resume. Startingly adu irukano. And then career objective summary இன்னும் சொல்லலாம், but career objective is a better way to tell that. Okay, அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கு. And then you can give your education details, your skills, and if you want to add a page, you can click add page, and there also you can choose your own design. Suppose if you have the first page in one design and if you want the second page in another design, அது நல்லா இருக்காது பார்க்கிறதுக்கு, but if in case you want, you can always go for that. Okay, you can choose another design, and then you can build your resumes. So if you want a simple resume, you can go for a simple resume. Okay, இதை வந்து நீங்க எடிட் பண்ணிட்டு whatever details if you want, you can edit here, and if you can click the top right corner download button, and then it would be giving you various options to download your resume, various file formats. Always choose, if you in case you get ready a resume, you just use this PDF print or PDF standard. Okay, your resume will be downloaded as a PDF, and then you can open and you can take printout of the resume. All whatever editions you want to do, you can choose your font size here. Okay, suppose if we just go and click in that thing, the existing font will be displayed. You can change your font size. There are a lot of options available. You can include shapes, you can include some visual infographics and all those things, but keep it limited. As I said earlier, don't use too much of infographics here. Keep it limited. So you can even change the headings. Okay, நீங்க எப்படி வேணா customize பண்ணிக்கலாம். This is at your will. Okay, so you can change this. You can even change the background color if you want to your resume to look more appealing, and if you don't find this appealing, you can change your background color. So all these things can be done with your resume. Okay, so is that clear? So this is one type of resume, and you can even have such type of resumes. So corporate resumes, these are all called as corporate resumes. People make these kind of resumes for going to higher positions in the company. Okay, so these are some resumes. Okay. These are some informal type of resumes. So you can even have colorful. All types are available in Canva. It is only up to you to use whichever you find appealing and whichever you find it decent. Okay. Okay, so these are some examples in Canva. Okay, so the design will be intact. You can even only change the content, and you can create wonderful resumes, artistically inclined resumes, so to make your resumes more appealing. Okay, so this I have given you a very basic introduction to Canva. Canva is up to you to explore. There are a lot of options available. It is up to you to explore whatever there is in Canva, and then you can explore and you can create your own resumes. Okay, so now I pass over the session to Swatish and Nirmita so that they can take over. Swatish.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, students. If you have any doubts, feel free to ping me. Okay, so